Our first order of business is to elect a secretary, and I propose Mike Best, General Counsel of the U.S. City Department A. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second motion.
Any discussion? All in favor, please by show of hands. Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Now, since Mr. Best is the secretary, Mr. Best, can you do a call to roll, please?
Yes, sir. I will call the names of the board members. If you would indicate whether you are present aloud. Patricia Harris,
Yes.
Edward Schuyler,
Present.
Dolores Fernandez,
Present.
Carlos Shasura,
Present.
Jimmy Yan,
Here.
Edward Burke,
Present.
Dennis Wolcott.
Present.
Mr. President, all members are present.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Is there any other business the board would like to take up at this moment?
Mr. President, I would like to introduce a resolution.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think we all know today is a very important day in the city of New York. We expect starting today over 120,000 children will be attending summer school. We expect that there will be much going on in the schools. Many of us have already received calls from principals, parents asking what is going on. Because of that, Mr. Chancellor, I would like to introduce a resolution that will keep stability and continuity for the opening of summer school and for the opening of our regular classes on September 9th. And the resolution would appoint the Chancellor, approve regulations of the Chancellor that require board approval to remain in effect, and adopt regulation of delegation of powers to said Chancellor.
Thank you, sir. Any other resolutions? We'll note this as resolution number 1. Mr. Secretary, you would be kind enough to make the resolution.
Resolution appointing a chancellor, approving regulations of the chancellor that require board approval to remain in effect, and adopting regulation on delegation of powers to the chancellor. Resolved that the board appoints Joel I. Klein to serve as chancellor and directs the president of the board to enter into a contract with the chancellor on behalf of the board on the same terms as those in the contract dated November 14, 2002, except that the chancellor shall be removable by the board. Resolved that, in order better to discharge its policymaking and other functions, and to provide for the efficient administration of the educational system, the board hereby approves all current regulations of the chancellor that require its approval to remain in effect, and adopts the following regulation. The board hereby delegates to the chancellor all powers under law, including but not limited to its powers under Articles 52 and 52A of the Education Law that may lawfully be delegated to the chancellor. This delegation includes, but is not limited to, authority to award and execute contracts without restriction as to dollar amount or purpose pursuant to procurement policies adopted by the chancellor prior to June 30th, 2009, without further action by the board. That's the full text, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Is there a second on that motion?
I second the motion. Also like to say it's imperative to keep the services of the Department of Education going on and running, serving on our own children of the city and their parents. So supporting this motion for that purpose.
Thank you, Mr. Yan. Any discussion? All in favor, please by a show of hands.